Hey everybody, Andre here. Today I wanted to give you my honest review and impressions of Battlefield 6 betas. After years of up and downs with the franchise, the big question we have here is Battlefield finally back? Or are we about to get burnt all over again like we did with 2042? Let's break it down. To talk about Battlefield 6, we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, Battlefield 2042, or as I like to call it, the big heaping pile of dog crap. The game was supposed to be the future of the franchise, instead it nearly killed it. Even after patches made it more playable, the experience honestly just wasn't that great. The futuristic theme didn't land with the fans, the specialist system split the community in two, and the long gaps between updates pushed the fans away. And I'll be honest with you, I skipped quite a few of the Battlefield entries myself. Even though I even love classics like Bad Company 2, Battlefield 4, even after the launch fixtures were fixed, and Battlefield once. But by 2025, Battlefield wasn't exactly on my radar anymore. That's what exactly makes this beta so important. It's not just another test, it's DICE trying to prove that Battlefield can be a flagship shooter again. Fire! So what are my thoughts so far? Honestly, the game is pretty freaking amazing. Battlefield 6 feels like a classic Battlefield game again. From the moment I jumped into the gunplay, it felt tight and it was weighty. Way better than the floaty feel we've had in 2042. The level design stood out, maps had great choke points, they flowed naturally, and they gave us some of the big chaotic moments that Battlefield is known for. With all that being said, I did notice one thing that was missing, and it was the destruction. It felt a little bit dialed back. In past games, entire skyscrapers will collapse mid-match, and here I didn't see nearly as much destructions as the trailer teased. Hopefully they get changed in the release, because destruction is one of the biggest pillars of what makes Battlefield Battlefield. On Steam alone, Battlefield 6 peaked over 334,000 concurrent players alone, and once it went worldwide across platforms, it hit over 500,000. That's not just good, that's the biggest beta we've seen of 2025 so far, even surpassing Call of Duty's numbers. And why is that? Because this time Battlefield is giving fans exactly what they've been asking for. No futuristic gadgets shoved down our throats, no broken specialist systems, a proper return to classic setup, the atmosphere of a gritty, large-scale war raging around you, and the sound design is absolutely killer. Every firefight feels chaotic and immersive. This is what Battlefield is exactly supposed to be. Now let's talk about gameplay. As far as the gunplay, it's punchy and responsive, which was great. A huge step up from that trash of a game 2042. As far as squad play, it's back to that classic classes, which makes every role feel valuable again. And some new additions really stand out with the game. Dragging down enemies, for example, is simple but is game changing. And yeah, I get it. Battlefield players are guilty for not reviving teammates, and honestly, I'm one of them, guilty as charged. But now at least you can pull someone back to safety before patching them up. That changes how firefights play out, and it makes you think a lot more strategically during the gameplay. Do you chase the down enemy for the kill, or do you rush to save your teammate and risk death yourself? These are decisions that makes Battlefield so intense. Now, with all of that being said, not everything was perfect, unfortunately. Some players are already reporting that the time to kill felt a little too fast. Others have said time to death felt a little inconsistent. And yes, the shotgun range is absolutely broken in the game. I can confirm that. The long distance on that is absolutely nightmarish, like sniping people from across the map with a bucket shot broken. On the other hand, being able to equip a Stinger and an RPG in the same kit made anti-vehicle fights wild, and personally, I think the compromise worked really well. Classes have flexibility without losing their identity. And now let's be real, this was just the beta. There were some glitches, and they're gonna be. The biggest was the infinite loading screen bug, and thankfully that got patched pretty quickly. Beyond that, I didn't really have any major complaints beyond the nightmare levels of 2042. Even if I had to force close the game, I could reload into that pretty fast, but that does leave me a little worried because when the game gets fully released, it's not gonna be able to do that as faster, as that's gonna be a larger file. But with that being said, I hope those few things are improved before the launch, like the lackluster of server browse browser, limited loadout editing, and no firing range while waiting for a match. That was just a little bit odd. The fire ranging itself felt amazing for testing weapons, but why not add one for vehicles too? Because you can't expect players to be good with a helicopter if we don't get to practice using one. But let's be real, it's a Battlefield game. Let's be honest, you're never going to get that helicopter because some guy is camping there since the start of the match just to snipe you down as soon as you try to get it. Now, I've got to talk about something that worries me on top of that, and it's monetization. Battlefield 6 is still a live service game, and yes, it has a battlefield, and double yes, it has seasonal content. For some people, that's fine. For others, that's kind of a deal breaker, which is the saving grace right now is the cosmetics. At least DICE is keeping them realistic. None of that clown skin nonsense that we've seen in other shooters, Call of Duty. With that being said, this is EA we're talking about. So we got to stay a little bit cautious because they're going to get greedy like everybody else. So what's the verdict? The Battlefield 6 beta isn't perfect. There's a few bugs, there's some balance issues, and yes, I do want my destruction in the game. But the core of the game itself, it felt strong. The gunplay is amazing. The maps are pretty fun. The sound is phenomenal. And for the first time in years, Battlefield is back with a vengeance. Battlefield 6 doesn't just have to be perfect at launch. No game ever has been. There's always going to be people complaining. But if DICE listens to the community, if they fix the rough edges, and if they lean into what makes Battlefield so special, then yeah, this could be an absolutely redemption story for what we've been waiting for from this franchise. And honestly, after playing the beta, I believe again. Those are my impressions for Battlefield 6 beta, but what about you guys? Are you interested, or do you think we're just getting our hopes up to be let down again? Drop your thoughts in the comment. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like and subscribe button for more reviews and breakdowns. And if you want to catch me live on Twitch, link in the description. But until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and stay alpha.